First reason it works. The Bulletproof diet tastes good. We mentioned willpower is a finite resource. If you eat a diet that doesn't taste good, you will not stick to it. So the idea of eating a bowl of grape nuts with skim milk every morning, even though you'll need to eat a lot of grape nuts every 2 hours to stay full, you're not going to get what you should be getting out of that. You're not going to stick to it long term. That's why denial doesn't work. It's easier, it's less work to eat stuff that tastes good and is satisfying. A creamy cup of Bulletproof coffee makes you go, mmm. In fact, this week, I got a chance to hang out with a friend who's 6 months pregnant. She had eaten 0 red meat and very little butter for the first 6 months. And when you're pregnant, your body needs those as building blocks. So I took her and her husband out for dinner, and I said, no, let's get you the grass-fed steak, and put a huge hunk of grass-fed butter on top of it. And she made sounds when she was eating. And if you've been around pregnant women before, when they get food they need for their baby, it's like watching someone in prison eat. And she was going, like literally making those kinds of sounds when she ate, and just raving about how she was as happy as she'd been in months because she got access to the kinds of things like this. And eating good stuff is just easier. So you should feel like that. You should almost have a food high when you eat really good food. Expect that from every meal and you'll perform better. Cravings destroy good eating. If you eat things that cause cravings, you'll eat bad things which cause more cravings. It creates a slippery slope. We've got to fix that. Satisfaction matters. And when you eat good stuff, you feel good and you kick more ass. It's really straightforward. There's this thing about hunger. When you're hungry, I don't mean when there's no food in your body. I mean when you're hungry, which is in itself like a food craving. You don't think very well because you start spending all of your energy thinking about food. And you go, I don't want to think about food. I want to do this. Food, this. And the task switching back and forth kills you. Eating some protein destroys hunger. By the way, those numbers, there's references that back all this up. And these references are going into the new Bulletproof Diet book. If you eat a lot of healthy fat, you won't have cravings. High nutrient density, a lot of nutrients. You eat a ton of vegetables. We're talking 11 servings of vegetables a day. That means you won't be craving vitamins that you're not getting or minerals you're not getting. And regulating hunger hormones, it should say, works. So you need to be able to regulate your hunger hormones. Then there's leptin. When you eat protein in the morning, you can reset your leptin. Once you're on the Bulletproof diet for a while, you'll tend to reset your leptin anyway. Leptin is essentially a hunger hormone. If you're starting out and you're significantly overweight, you might need to include protein in your Bulletproof coffee in the morning. And even if you're at normal weight, you may find you feel better if you have protein in some mornings, particularly for women. This is a difference between women and men. Women who do just intermittent fasting for long periods of time tend to have monthly hormonal irregularities, and it creates adrenal stress. Bulletproof intermittent fasting some days, we'll talk about exactly how to do the fasting coming up here. Some days is fine, every day is probably not a good idea. So what you do on the days when you're not going to do that and you're lazy, at least like me, is you make the Bulletproof coffee and then you add some upgraded collagen to it because it has very little flavor, it goes in, and it doesn't even require significant digestion because it's pre-digested by enzymes. So this morning, I put about 20 grams of upgraded collagen in my coffee because I probably won't have any protein at lunch, so my brain will be extra sharp when I'm speaking this afternoon. When you're leptin resistant, you get fat. This is one of the primary reasons people get fat. And when you're leptin sensitive, it means your body can respond to this hormone that's naturally produced when you eat fat and protein, is that you'll be lean and you'll have energy. And this is critical. Insulin resistance is the path to type 2 diabetes. But before you get insulin resistant, you get leptin resistant. So by eating according to the roadmap of the Bulletproof diet and controlling the amount of carbohydrate you take in, you can prevent yourself from getting leptin resistant, so you prevent insulin resistance, so you prevent type 2 diabetes from coming later in life. And if you're eating fructose, which we control on the diet, fructose raises triglycerides. When triglycerides go up, then you ruin your leptin sensitivity. This is a reason that having a big bowl of fruit for breakfast is just a bad idea. This is why high fructose corn syrup in your soda is a bad idea, because of this pathway right here. Also, there's 2 studies showing processed foods and sugary foods cause leptin resistance as well.